Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to put you under the van, the underside. The beautiful bit will come later with Shell. Not actually Shell, well she is, but something else. I'll take you under the van today, show you the hard work on my back that I did underneath there, how everything was mounted, any screws or glues that went in. I tried to hide everything, but you'll see later in the video. Stay tuned for Shell shortly. So let's get this jacked up in the air and let's get underneath and have a look at this underside. See you there. Finally jacked, chocked, standard. Let's go with it. And here we are. I'll try not to spin you around too much, but yeah, let's go. So waterworks on the side. I got it coming through the floor, through a plastic run through. All standard off the chassis to get the run where I need it. Obviously it was took pretty high to get over this lump here. We had to drop a little bit here, but it's always has fresh water and dumped before we go out. I think it's a 100 litre tank. I think it's pretty big. Clean it out once every month. Get that sterile water stuff that kills any bacteria. We don't really drink the water, it's just for washing up, washing hands, toilet and a shower. So as long as you don't drink it, I think you'll be alright. Yeah, it's the overflow here to there, which is pretty easy to be fair. All this black wire in here, I will tell you what that's for in a bit. Moving along. In the back here I had to put new shoes, handbrake shoes, spring kit. I put new discs and pads on. It's had new drop links here. I fitted airbags like I said a couple of weeks ago in one of the first videos. Spare tyre, but nobody wants to see that. The airbag kit, when I put it on, I put a bit of wax oil over it just to keep it, because they'll soon rotting out. I know they've got galv covering on them, but they don't last long. I've had actually the diff done. I have got a gearbox problem, which I'll tell you about shortly as we get there. But all this here is from the airbag. This side, that side. I've run as much of it as I can as neat as possible, because there's one thing I hate, and it's just wires everywhere. It just it drives me up the wall. So we run it along here, along the water, and that went up through there and then into the system, to the compressor and everything else. Right, I need to get the other side of this axle now, but yeah, nice and neat, exactly where I want it. Everything's out of the way, nothing's going to catch. Everything's wax oiled under here, gets done once a year. As soon as the summer's over, I drag it in. It looks a bit dry now, but it gets done every year. I've got to look after it. It's around the other side, and we will go from there. Back again. Yeah, that's the airbag. That is obviously air in. Like I said, I wanted it as neat as possible. This here, Wesmoto hoses, braided. I was getting a bit of brake fade last year, so I swapped everything out for Brembo, like I've told you before. Brembo discs and pads front and back. Wesmoto hoses drain the fluid right the way through, so it's all fresh brake fluid. And to be fair, it's a lot better. I've had no brake fade this year at all. So when people say, oh, you know, you pay through the nose for discs, but they're not warranted, but they are. This has proved that. Put new handbrake cables on it a few months ago. We had trouble with this here seizing, so I stripped it all down, cleaned it all up, greased it all. Everything's hunky-dory now. Brand new prop, full section, front to back, to the gearbox. I'll tell you more about the gearbox, as I said before, later. That's gas in. That's gas in, sorry, from the tank, which we'll see in a minute. And this goes over to the barbecue hookup side on the left hand side near the rear, which supplies the barbecue and the shower. But yeah, good. This here is for the DC charger on the EcoFlow. So when the van's running, it does charge the EcoFlow, sweet as a nut. I think it from empty, and it's the EcoFlow Max. From empty, it's about an hour and 20 minutes running home from wherever we are if it's empty, and it's fully charged again. Plus it's got solar charge on it as well, and I can 240 charge if we're ever on site. And I run that all the way along, goes up through there, and obviously we'll catch the other side a bit later on. This one here, the gas, that goes over for the hookup and the shower, like I said. Come through the chassis leg there, the hole was already there, straight the way across. I got the gas pipe with the protective coating, just gives it that bit more protection while we're on the road. So yeah, we're on to the underslung gas tank. That's godsend. I think we've been on the road now 3 years, and I filled it up 3 years ago. We've done a lot of cooking on it, a lot of showering, and we've done a lot of, use the heater because we go away in the winter. And I have to fill it up probably the end of this year. She's on about she's on about a quarter of a tank now. So yeah, really happy with that, considering my first van I did, which was the Vivaro, and we had a gas bottle in that, and that went down pretty quick, to be fair, compared to that. But yeah, it's out of the way, it's not in the van. This is the air intake, the clean air for the heater. Comes down here underneath there, and it goes to there. I've got an air filter on it, which filtrates any rubbish. Gas regulator comes round and then goes up and over and down there. And I wanted it up away in case we bottomed out anywhere. Wanted it out of the way before it did any damage. So coming along here now is the main gas pipe, which goes along, and I tucked it. I don't know if you can see that in there because of the light, which is that there, and that's the main fill tank for the gas. I took it through there, up through there, so obviously it's out the way, and then we put the gas filler cap on the outside. Right, this again is coming over. That's from the EcoFlow DC to DC, going to the battery. We have here, where's that going to? That's going back through there. So all this is wiring to do with the batteries. Anything I've got hooked up, sent it through there. I'm sorry for the spin of the camera, but that's water sealed there. I did also put new brake lines on. They've gone a bit green now and need brightening up and treated again. But once the grease goes on, once I spray grease it's normally enough to keep it. Yeah, that's the gas line obviously going over to the back that way, to the gas hookup, which I'll just see if I can get you how I did that. That one went up over the chassis, down the side of the water tank, and then I went up in through the side there, and then straight up into the bodywork. And that's the barbecue hookup for the external. More pipe work here, more wires. We already said where that was going. Look at that, fucking grease. It's everywhere. But again, same again. Where's the motor hoses? Let's carry on. Oh, tank, had the tank off to look after the straps. That was 3 years ago. I cleaned them all up. Bit of rust coming on them now, so I'll have to do them again in as soon as the nicer weather's over. I know it sounds silly, but you really want to be getting away when it's nice, because you don't get it much over here. So we'll just follow this through here now. So I've got that going through there. That's the other power from the battery up to the C-Tech charger I've got here for the batteries, which are lithium. And we got come through. I nipped into the chassis leg there with a hole, and there was a hole here, so I just sent it through there because it was a bit difficult with all the outriggers, these outriggers here. So it was easier to run it through there. It was out of the way, bring it out straight into the battery box. Gearbox, sorry for the spinning. New gearbox mount, new prop shaft, as I said. Gearbox, it's fine, there's no problems, but when you get into like 2000 RPM, I'm getting a slight resonance through the van. It's nothing. The missus says she can't feel it, but I can hear it. Even a slight cup rattle in the back gets on my nerves. So in a later video, that gearbox is coming out. I've already sourced the reconditioned one. 12 months guarantee, unlimited mileage, but I don't want to do it in the winter because it's using 6 months of it. You know, we're not really going out. We do go out in it, but not as much as we do in the nicer weather. So that will be coming out, and I will video that for you so you can see what goes on there. And once it's out, I'm going to put the reconditioned box in, and I'm going to strip that gearbox and recondition that myself. Always good to have a gearbox on hand, so that's for a later video as well, so that will come along nicely. Let's get you around the other side again, and there's something else I want to show you. Let's get into the engine bay and I'll show you what went on in there. That's where we put that through that for the gas fill. Kept everything nice and neat. It was a nightmare to fit, to get everything in that little channel inside, but once it's done, you forget about it. It's safe, it's tucked away nice, job's a good one. Before we get into the engine bay, I'll pass it over to Shell, where we went for the weekend. Shell's doing a bit of editing now herself. She's giving it a go. It's her first time. She did all the footage, so hope it's going to be lovely for her. And I'll see you when you return for the engine talk. And yeah, that was a bit of a pain in the bum. See you when you come back.
Welcome back. Today we're heading out to take the new seats for a shakedown. So thank you to all our followers, and thank you to our new followers. My name's Michelle and my husband's name's Lee, and we have a Mercedes Sprinter campervan for all the new people that have joined us. So we're heading out today. Let's see where we can go, and I hope you enjoy. There she is. Well, I thought I'd give you an update on the seats. We have travelled about 20 miles so far. I'm roasting hot, but I'm in such comfort. So it was a long upgrade for him, but it was well worth it. They are so comfortable.
And you benefited in the long run yourself?
Exactly, I'm so comfortable.
You can't have two odd seats, can you?
No, exactly. And to be fair, he did mine first, which is really kind, seeing as I'm just doing
yours and I find out how to do mine properly.
So I just wanted to jump on and talk about a few things about me and Lee, because we take you places and we don't really give you any information about who we are. So we're both 50. We do get to have extra time off together, which is nice, and we do try to get out in the van a little bit more often than just weekends. But van life for us is our ticket to getting away, getting out of the rat race, enjoying the places that, you know, the planet has to offer. And I just think these sort of places are stuff that I want to do here first, and then we can start going. South of France is somewhere I want to go, Italy is somewhere I want to go, just to experience all the places we have to offer in England. And I need to go and see the places on our doorstep before we start tackling the places abroad. So that is a thing we're going to do. We are meeting up with Max, the youngest, and his lovely partner Laura soon, for them to come, and they're going to hire a van and come and stay. We're going to meet up somewhere and we're going to stay in a location together, which will be really lovely. We have 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. You've met the boys, and we like to put the camera on and show all you lovely people the places that we're visiting. So I hope this little bit of information about us as people, about us as a couple, a married couple. We've been together 21 years and married 15 years in August. So, you know, I've had to put up with a lot of him. You know, I'm surprised I look the way I do. You know, I'm such an easygoing person, which I am. I'm a peacekeeper. Lee's hot-headed when something goes wrong, but he calms down pretty quickly. I just walk off. And as me and Chloe say, welcome to the house of fun. Well, I have a special treat for you. Well, for me really, but if you'd like to come along, that's great. We are heading into Bodnant Gardens. It's a National Trust place. I've always wanted to come here, and now we are here. So let's go in and have a look at all the beautiful nature. This is the entrance to Bodnant Gardens. I could see myself living there quite easily. That's my kind of abode. Off the tree. Don't feel like our bungalow is adequate anymore now I've seen this. Who gets to live and own a place like this before it became National Trust? A camera does not pick up what the human eye picks up. Absolutely beautiful.
Chilling with an ice cream. I guess where we are.
Again. Yay! Makes a change.
Bodnant Gardens, I believe we are. Absolutely stunning day.
It's Groundhog Day. It's just awful. Just awful how we end up sitting in a beautiful place with an ice cream.
Yummy. Guess what?
Now we need to walk that ice cream off.
Joking.
I don't know why I go for double scoop. I always end up having to take half of it off because I can't cope.
I do, because I get a triple scoop.
He does. Look at where we're going now. It's a long way to Tipperary. Wonder what this is. Is this like a spruce? Is this a spruce? Abies cellophoronica, British Isles champion tree. It's from Greece. It's from Greece.
He's going in the drink. That's not me.
No problem.
Wow, is he? And then you can go back in the pram, don't you worry.
That's lovely. Dad. There we are.
Thank you so
I've taken a couple just in case.
Brilliant. Thank
All
you
right,
very
no
much.
problem.
Take care.
Enjoy your day. Can you look down there? Not really, no, do you?
I'll treat you to an ice cream.
I've just had an ice cream with some bloke down there. He got me one, yeah. If I have one, I'll only have one cone this time.
Ice cream and they have the best ice cream.
Really? How many cones? Yeah? More stairs. Brought down by Storm Dara. Such a shame. Planted in 1881. Wouldn't that be a lovely view from your window? Well, we've just been trying to walk off our ice cream. That felt like a bit uphill for me. I've just seen a squirrel in the grass as well. Home from home, eh? Tickle. Okay, that doesn't work. We've had a fantastic time. We definitely have to come back here because I don't even think we've scratched the surface, to be honest. There's that much stuff to see, but it's the kind of place that you don't rush. You just take your time, but you do need to sort of come earlier because fit, yeah? But you will probably need pit stops because there is a lot of walking, but it's worth it. And then you come back to the beginning to this. And to finish off a beautiful day, we have just stopped in a fabulous cafe. Look at this.
For a latte.
So quaint. Lee's having a latte, I'm having a hot chocolate, and Lee's just bought himself a bottle of cider to take home with us tonight.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed what Shell had to show you. Well, I was there as well, but hope you enjoyed it. Right, let's get onto this again. Engine. Bloody, I have to lose a bit of weight. Right, engine. When I first bought the van, it had a reconditioned engine in it. I could hear something in the engine, and nobody else could hear it, but I could. And it was just, and it was getting on my nerves, sounding like a little end, or it wasn't a big end, but it was definitely more like a little end to me. Nobody else could hear it, but I've got the supersonic dog hearing or something, the missus says I've got, but I could hear it. Anyway, we got a season out of it, and halfway through the season last year, was it the year before, can't remember now, and boom, bottom end went on it. Didn't blow all on the side of the block, but the bottom end started banging. So got recovered home, did a bit of research online. Didn't want an engine that had done 200 and odd thousand miles, which I know they're good for it, but I just didn't want to go through ripping this out to put a 200 and odd thousand mile motor in it. So I found a guy, I think it was in Leicester, and he actually bought Sprinters, and he had what they call a reconditioned one from Mercedes, where they obviously go through all the specs and everything is brand new, put back on it from Mercedes, crank, bearings, pistons, turbo, everything like that. And I contacted him to see if he had one. He never had one. He said he's just had an influx of Sprinters in, and he said he's yet to check them. Lo and behold, 2 days later, gets back to me. He's got one. It had the plaque on the side that Mercedes put on the side of the block to say that they've rebuilt it. So I asked him for the paperwork from Mercedes, because they obviously fitted the engine for whatever van it was in. It was in a 2017. From when the engine was put in through the MOTs to when he actually bought the Sprinter, because he said he buys them in bulk from somewhere. It had done 73,000 miles. So that was great. Had the registration, phoned Mercedes, got a printout, and it was serviced every 11 to 12,000 miles. So I pulled the trigger, bought the engine, I put it in. What a motor! When I bought the Sprinter, it was just as COVID was hitting. I got it pretty cheap for what it was. I went and bought it, went down south to pick it up. It was pretty cheap at the time. Everybody was on a panic, selling everything, wasn't they? And I got it cheap. So, and when I first seen it, how clean it was like, wow. I've not seen one since, I don't think, on that year. I had to have AC and all that. So yeah, so I bought it, knowing with that little rattle I could hear, and I knew eventually it'd need it, but with me doing all my work myself, it wasn't an issue for me. It was just the actual price of the engine. And when I actually bought the engine from him, I said, look, don't steam clean it, send it to me as is. I said, because if there's any leaks on it, I said, I want to address them. I said, I don't want to put the engine in, then find out it's got a fucking leak where you can hardly get to. No, he said, it's sound, I'll send it as is. So it come, even though it didn't need it, I stripped it, I put all new seals where they needed it. It didn't need it, but I did it. Pulled the injectors out, reground the seats, new copper washers, down in she went. I haven't got to worry about it. And from the day of finishing the install of the engine, I've turned the key, and apart from give it a service, it hasn't missed a beat. Everything's been absolutely bang on. Put a new thermostat in it, put a new bearing on the AC pulley. That's another story. It broke down, well, it never broke down in Scotland, but it started making a right racket, and it got us from the top end of Scotland all the way on. Pulled up outside the drive, believe me or not, I pulled up outside the drive and the wheel fell off on the floor along with the auxiliary belt. Blew my mind, but hey, got us home. So yeah, I put a new bearing on that. Today I've just had the AC regassed. It was gone a little bit lukewarm. A to Z Performance did that for me. Mark, known him for a few years now, good guy. But yeah, And that's the story of the engine. I haven't had to touch it since, apart from a service, like I said. I pull the filters apart just to make sure there's no nasty filings in there, and yeah, it's all good. So I'll put a new steering pump on it as well, because mine had a bit of a leak. I think it was the bottle, I'm not 100% sure, but I changed it anyway. For the price of it, I just changed it. It had a brand new 4-piece clutch, LUK. I put that in it. So apart from the shell, I've rebuilt everything. Once that gearbox goes in, it's had everything apart from the shell. But yeah, I'm happy with it. It's going to be part of the family for a long time.
But I hope you've enjoyed yourself as much as we have, and thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you on the next one. Take it easy.
Over and out.